this is Genial Gamer Gal here with another video, and this is on a controller, and it is an 8Bitdo or 8Bitdo, I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's a retro controller set for the SNES system. So if you have an original SNES or a Retron 5 like I do, this is what I'm going to use it to play on. So I decided to pick up a wireless controller. Now, why I did that is because you've heard me say in my other video that I picked up these old school controllers, and these had worked for a little while, and the other buttons are just fine, but the D-pad it's like way too sensitive, and I didn't notice that until I started playing it with some fighting games. So it's not as precise with fighting games, so you'll be trying to go to the right and all of a sudden it thinks it's going diagonal or something, and it'll mess up your fighting move. So that was not, I wasn't too happy with that. I was not going to have that. So I would stay away from these controllers if I were you. It's really not good for fighting games. So I decided to pick up the 8Bitdo controllers. I heard the D-pads are pretty good, and I'm hoping we can play some fighting games, among other games. You know, like platformers, you need a good D-pad too. So let's bust this open. Okay, we'll see what's here. And we did get the black color. I don't have a black Retron, but I did get the black ones just because, you know, less dirt to see on them. So 8Bitdo retro set. And it just says the color on the side. On the top, play original systems wirelessly. So this will work with the original system. I just don't have one to test it on, so it'll just be on the Retron 5. So what is in the box? A wireless controller, the retro receiver, a USB cable, and an instruction manual. And that's just the back, telling you the dimensions and receiver and things like that. So let's open this box. And I'm not going to open both of them because it's the exact same thing. So we'll just open one of them. And looks like it's in a little tray here. All right, so anything else in the box? Oh, just a little paper. Okay, I think that's about it. So this one just tells you all the buttons on there. Left, right, X, Y, B, A. Down, select. If you hold down the start button, it powers the controller on and off. And if you hold down and select, it accesses the menu. Okay, that's pretty handy to know. So it has the USB cable, which charges it. So I guess we'll find out how long the charge lasts, but that's nice. It comes with it to charge it. And then we have the controller and the receiver. So the receiver obviously has the SNES plug on it, and it looks like you can plug it into here to charge it too, which is pretty nice. Okay, 8Bitdo receiver. And then it has the 8Bitdo gamepad. So yeah, pull the stickers off. We have the Y and X, B and A, and feels pretty good. Start and select buttons are pretty good. Left and right buttons on top feel pretty good. There's where you put the charging cable into, and nothing on the back. And that's pretty much it. The D-pad feels really good. Feels better than the other one. It's a little stiffer. All right, so there you have it for the unboxing, and now I'm going to pop this onto the Retron 5, and we're actually going to play a few games with it and see how it does. Okay, so here we have Mortal Kombat fired up on the Retron 5, and this is a SNES game in case you don't know. And I'm not very good at fighting games, but I do try my best to play them. Mortal Kombat I just had to have because I played it as a kid. So let's see what this controller can do here, and I've started the first fight, and I did pre-record this because it's hard for me to talk and play at the same time. But I found that while I was using the 8Bitdo controller with the SNES fighting game, I was not having too much trouble. With the other controller, I was having some problems with the D-pad. It was going in the wrong direction or not registering a direction sometimes, but I found that with the 8BitDo controller, that was not the case. The direction I pressed was the direction the character was moving, and I didn't have any problems with the X, Y, and AB buttons either. Those were responsive just as much as the D-pad was, so I was pretty excited to see that the 8BitDo controller was performing very well for the fighting games. Alright, next let's check out another game and see how the 8BitDo controller performs. Okay, the next game I fired up here is F-Zero on the SNES also. And this is a racing game, in case you're not familiar with it, which you need a really good D-pad to play. And I found that the other third-party controllers that I had, they were not very good. Sometimes it would have you miss a turn or misinterpret if you're going up, down, left, right. You get confused and get stuck, and it made this game not very fun to play. It was kind of difficult and just frustrating. So when I play this with the 8BitDo controller, I had a bit more precision. I did notice the D-pad, I don't know, maybe it was a little more sensitive, maybe because it's new and I got used to playing the SNES games with, you know, old controllers that were broken in and used, and so I don't know. But anyway, I did notice a little sensitivity, but after a while you do get used to it. It took me a few tries because the first few times I did die a little bit because I wasn't used to the sensitivity of the controller. But once you start playing with it, you get used to how it handles, and I didn't notice any problems with the controller with any precision turns. The other buttons work just fine, but mostly you use the D-pad on here, and the D-pad is what you want to work well. Otherwise, you're not really going to be able to play a racing game very well. Also, I did not notice any lag either with Mortal Kombat or with F-Zero. So with either game, I did not notice any lag inputs. I didn't feel when I did die or lose that it was a lag issue. It was just, you know, my own mistakes and such. So I didn't notice any lag issues. The input seems pretty precise and right spot on. So when I tried the controller with this racing game, I was pretty happy with it. Didn't have any problems or issues with it at all. Alright, let's move into my final thoughts and I'll let you know what I think of this controller. Overall, I am very happy with this 8BitDo controller. I did not have any problems playing with Mortal Kombat. There was no lag or latency issues. I didn't have any problems with the D-pad not being responsive or any of the other buttons not being responsive. I also tried it in the racing game with F-Zero and just noticed just a tiny bit of sensitivity, but you really get used to it pretty quick. And I found that there was no issues with the F-Zero racing game with the 8BitDo controller as well. So my final thoughts, overall, I think this is a great wireless controller. And if you're looking for a wireless controller that can handle the precision of fighting games and racing games, then this is the controller for you. I did buy this controller off Amazon, so if you are interested, I'll put the link in the description below. And like I said, the manual that it came with really wasn't a manual, so I did have to look on their website for their actual manual, which was way better, so I'll put that link in the description as well. Alright, that wraps up this video of the 8BitDo controller unboxing and review. Please be sure to check out my other videos, and let me know if you plan on picking up this controller. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.